Hi crafty friends, it's Tracy Hines, aka Nanner Banana, and I wanted to do part 2 of this video of me making my February journal. So in the last video I added this curved spine and decided on the fabric and trim. Decided to go ahead and go with the face sheets that were original to the book. And then this time I'm doing sewing in signatures. I didn't want to put you guys through watching me pick papers, and it's a good thing because I think I spent 3 hours picking papers and then adding some trim to the pages before sewing them in. So that would have been kind of rough. Anyway, so I'm going to do a quick little flip through of my signature pages, and then I've already punched my holes so I can sew it in, just because that's kind of awkward to do on camera. Hopefully you guys don't mind. I've got other videos of sewing in signatures and how I punch holes in my spine, that sort of thing. So the first page is just a vellum envelope that I took one of the pages from the 1975 Hershey's reproduction cookbook, put that back there because I felt like what says chocolate more than Hershey's, and then kind of made like a shaker card with it. And then on this side, it's another image from that book. Again, lots of Hershey references. This is an ideal book about chocolate, and I love the colors. I love the roses, chocolate cake. I added some vintage trims and rickrack. This is some coffee dyed paper. Don't quote me, but I think I got this from Selena at Amore Fabrics because it was the larger sizes, and she had a pack of like legal size coffee dyed paper that was like different patterns. So I used a lot of that in here. And then this is another page from that Hershey's chocolate cookbook. I did have to weld the pages together because of how it was bound. They were not in signatures. Added a piece of ledger because I love ledger in all my journals, and more coffee dyed paper. And then this was a dictionary page I got from Angela, the traveling crafter, at one of her sales. I did have to cut it down just a little bit to make it fit, but I thought it would work perfect as a centerpiece. And then I put like a little pocket here to tuck things in, and just added a little rickrack. And then on this page, I may end up regretting doing the little pom-pom trim because it's not right on the edge hanging out, and it adds quite a bit of bulk, but it's just my personal journal, so it'll be fine either way. I love though the brown rickrack and the red pom-pom trim. It just makes me think like chocolate covered cherries, and then it really pulls the colors from this image. And then this is the other side of where I sewed the vellum envelope on, added some rickrack. I tried to think of something I could put over this to cover it a little bit, but maybe when I do embellishments, I'll think of something to put there, but I don't think it looks that bad. And then this is a piece of vintage linen that I put down, and then some rickrack, more ledger. Now this is from the Ideas chocolate book. Some more of that beautiful coffee dyed paper. This is the front page of the Hershey's chocolate cookbook by the Ideas. And then this is a calendar for February I printed in all my own personal journals. I always like to have a calendar for the month that I'm in. It just helps me keep track of the month. Let's see. Also, something I did last month in my January journal. I've never done a vision board in my journal before, and I definitely will be doing that in every single journal I do. I love it, and it's amazing at how doing a vision board and setting that intention, so much of what's on my vision board has happened. Like, I am blown away by that. Another page from the idea book, more rickrack, more of that beautiful coffee dyed paper. And then here's some just trims that I added. This might be a little bit overkill. I'm hoping to find a really cute button or something to put there in the center, which I'm sure as I start embellishing this, I'll find something. More rickrack and trim, some more pretty pages from that Hershey cookbook. Again, I had to weld those. And this is the other side of, it's a printout that says chocolate doesn't question, chocolate understands. And it kind of worked out perfect because chocolate doesn't question, chocolate doesn't understand. So I thought that worked pretty good. More ledger paper, coffee dyed paper, a little bit of scrapbook paper, and that ideals page. So I'm really pretty happy with these signatures. I've got more pages than I need for a month, but that's okay. Not every page can I write on. There's plenty of writing pages too, though, for the month. And this way, as I make embellishments or see other people on YouTube make embellishments and want to try making them, I've got a place to put them. So here's what I'm talking about, though. That pom-pom trim really fattened that up. So it's not a gator mouth by any means, but it's exactly the right size. So then as I add embellishments, I don't know how it's going to come out. We'll see. It'll probably be okay. I think it'll be all right. I've got a, after I sew this in, my third video, I'm going to make the quilted tie to put on this and a tassel. And then as far as I'm concerned, it's ready to use. And then if I make embellishments, I can add those. But these are the 3 fabrics I'm going to use for the tie. I think they coordinate really well with the spine fabric. Let me show you spine fabric. I think that coordinates pretty well. And then I will do that on camera. I'll get this pre-cut for the tie. I like to glue mine down and then go sew them. Some people pin them, but I will do the cutting, but like get them glued down on camera, go sew it, pause you guys, sew it, come back, and then work on the tassels. So that third video might be a long video. This one will not be. I'm gonna go ahead and sew these in. So like I said, I already cut everything to and poked the hose and everything that needed to be done for that. I was looking for my little piece of paper I used so I could show you how I did it, but I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So what I do, I just use leftover paper in my pile. So this is a piece of scrapbook paper, and I cut it to where it fits in there without bulging up, and then I fold it in half. I fold that half to the center, fold this to that, and that's how I get my placement for my holes. I always mark top and bottom, and then I use a long arm, big bite, punch my holes, and then I fold it like this, open up my signature, and that's how I get my signature holes. So hopefully that made sense. Like I said, you guys have seen me do this before, and it's kind of hard to do on camera because of the angles that you're working with, and I didn't want to try to do that on camera. Okay, where's my scissors? Here they are. So this is 3 signatures. I have 6 pages per signature. I had originally thought I would just do 5, but then I got the idea for doing the vellum shaker envelope in the front. I was wanting to do like a dashboard like Jessica at Paper Terrace showed us all how to make. I don't have the exact thing that she used to make a dashboard, and I didn't think I could do it justice with what I do have to work with, because I'd have to try and cut it without cutting all the way through the plastic, things like that, because I basically have page protectors, and I was going to like sew it up to make my little dividers and then try and just cut the one side of the layer, and I was like, that sounds like a lot of work that may not work out. So this is sort of my idea of doing something cute and fun for that front page. But if I end up getting some of those the 12, like they're trading card sleeves is what they are. If I end up getting some of those off of Amazon, I may add one to it, because she showed how to add one and after the, like an afterthought dashboard. So, oh, I don't know why I'm doing the middle one. What am I doing, Tracy? Tracy. It's like you've never made a junk journal before. Let's try it again. All right. There we go. I usually start at the back, but it doesn't hurt to start at the front. Just gotta make sure I get everything going the right direction so I don't have to take anything out. This is my favorite needle for sewing in signatures. It's nice and blunt. I don't have to worry about poking myself. I will probably add some little mini buttons to the signature string, so I'm going to leave them longer. That way I have that option. All right. Let me make that a little bit. There we go. Make sure I get it good and tight. And just tie those. All right. That over, and I'm ready for my signature here. So I want to thank everybody that has gone out and purchased one of my mini journal series, the 14 Days of Valentine's Joy. Just a reminder, I am going to do videos the first 14 days of February every day of me opening up a blind bag and using the handmade embellishment and the extra goodies to do a layout in that mini journal. So if I still have some left, you can go to my Ko-Fi page. I'm going to have it linked in today's video and every video I do between now and when I start doing the videos for everyone who bought a journal and wants to follow along. But of course, even if you don't buy a journal and want to follow along, that would be awesome. I would love that. But they are a ton of fun. I got the idea from the 12 Days of Christmas Advent that I purchased from Jessica over at the Paper Terrace, and I enjoyed that so much that I wanted to try and do one of my own. And I thought Valentine's Day being 14 days was kind of perfect. And originally I was just going to make one for myself, but what I realized very quickly is all the things that you have to have and purchase to make one for yourself, you can make several. So I thought, well, some of my friends might want to do it with me, and that's why I went ahead and just made a bunch. Because I had all the material, and it's like, why not? But I'm excited. I can't wait to do that because I know it's going to be so cute when it's done and so much fun to do. All right. Put that in there. Yeah, I wish I was able to have gotten more of this fabric. It is so pretty. It's vintage and just cute as it can be, but I'm glad I've got it. I'm using it in a project that is for myself, so I'll get to enjoy it and all of that good stuff. I have a tendency to, when I get some really cool vintage items, to hang on to them and not use them, but it's so much fun when you do use them. And that material, I don't know if I mentioned, I got that from Sandra at Blossom Inspire. She does a monthly sale, and she does a lot of like estate sales and stuff like that, and she has really cool stuff. I like it anyway. You'll have to check out her channel. I'll link all the channels I mentioned of where I got some of the items to make this journal. That way, if you haven't subscribed already, you can go over, check them out, and start watching their stuff just like I do. Okay, so I'm going to leave these long until I pick out some buttons to tie on. But this is how the spine looks. I think I did the right thing doing the chocolate because it pretty much blends in except for the center. But there'll be a dangle hanging down. And then you've got the cover. You open it up. I'm sure I'll put some kind of pocket or something over here. You've got this really cute shaker. It says Hershey's, so it really ties in with the theme and the cover. And you've got the Ideals page with the chocolate cake and roses. So a nod to Valentine's Day, but this journal isn't just about Valentine's Day. Obviously, I'm going to use it for the whole month. I use it as a planner, as a journal, as a to-do list keeper. And I got a little pocket here, a cute little saying about chocolate on this page. And ledger. I know I've already told you guys about all these pages, but they're so much more fun once they're sewn in, don't you think? I always love flipping through them once they're sewn in. I feel like that once I sew my signature in, it's like, okay, now it's a journal. That. I love all the rickrack. I'm glad I placed a huge order with Caddy for her vintage rickrack that she picked up. I'm so glad I did because I've used a lot of my brown and red rickrack. Look at that coffee dyed paper. That is just gorgeous and perfect for this theme. All right. So guys, in the comments below, let me know, do you like the pages I picked out? Do you like the direction the journal's going in? Is it a journal you would use? Let me know what you think. Like I said, I still have to make some embellishments. I want some pockets or some kind of folio or something back here. You know, I want a pocket in the front. I always like having pockets. I didn't do any fold up pockets, so I'll have to add those in, which is fine. Still have plenty of places to write for each day of the month, and I just love it. This turned out exactly the way I wanted it so far, and we'll keep adding to the cuteness once we do the tie and the dangle, and basically it'll be done except for using it and adding embellishments as I go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to keep it cute, keep it crafty, and keep making something out of nothing. Bye.